Hey guys, Brett from Kitchen Table Commander here. Man, it's been a while since I did a set review, and I'm totally on the ball with this Core Set 2019 review. Yeah. Well, now that the set has been out for a while, I've had a chance to look at all the new legendary creatures, the cards that are new to Commander, and the Commander reprints. Since you've waited this long, let's not waste any more time and get right into it. M19 made a concerted effort to reprint a ton of cards that were heavily used in Commander. Now I want to include Llanowar Elves in this list, but since it's only available in the welcome decks, I'm making it an honorable mention. Well, maybe honorable is the wrong word. Let's go with dishonorable. Now we all know the chase mythics in this set were Omniscience, Crucible of Worlds, and Scapeshift, and I'm glad to see these getting reprinted as their prices were unnecessarily high. Before I move on, I have to point out the new art in Scapeshift. I do like it, but I feel like Wizards had art left over from Ixalan block and needed some way of using it. Let me know in the comments if you like the new art or prefer the original. I would like to mention the set of dual lands that got reprints, but since most of them were also printed in Amonkhet or Ixalan blocks, or both, there's no point to going in depth on them. Moving on, we have Commander staples like Death Baron, Reclamation Sage, Reliquary Tower, and Rupture Spire. All of these are in stupid numbers of decks on edhrec.com. The lowest being Death Baron at only 3,400. Oh, and I'm going to address the Dreadmaw in the room. Yes, they reprinted Colossal Dreadna. Again. I swear if Wizards reprints the Dreadmaw again in Guilds of Ravnica, I might snap. Moving on, we have some new cards that look to be designed specifically for Commander. Continuing to push the dinosaur tribal theme, we have Gigantosaurus, clearly trying to make it into the Ghalta fan club. His mana cost keeps him in mono green decks only. Obviously, if you were building a Ghalta Commander deck, you'd put this guy right in there. He enables Ghalta to be cast for 2 mana by turn 6, assuming you didn't miss a land drop. Next up, we have Isolate. This seems like the main goal is to remove cards like Soul Ring, Skull Clamp, Birds of Paradise, Llanowar Elves, and Deathrite Shaman. Seems like a good plan to me. I'll definitely be putting it in every white deck I own. 1 mana instant exile removal is pretty strong, even if it comes with a restriction. Every green deck has 1 mana ramp permanence. Every Golgari deck includes Deathrite Shaman. And literally every Commander deck in existence has a Soul Ring. Isolate will very rarely, if ever, be a dead card. Next on our list, we have Sigiled Sword of Valero. This is going straight into any equipment-based deck, like Nahiri the Lithomancer, or Shram, or even Nazan. Hell, any token strategy is also going to want to run this. Most likely Tristani or Purphoros though, given that they care about creatures entering the battlefield. Next we have Apex of Power. I mean, pretty much every Izzet spell deck, and yes it is going to want to include this card. It's janky, it's costly, and it's such a trap, but you know someone is going to try and make it work. Now into the fun part, legendary creatures. Who doesn't get a new legendary creature for the first time and immediately go, I could build a deck around this? Pretty much every time I go to a pre-release, I get a new commander that I want to build around. So let's get right into them, shall we? We'll go in Wooburg order. First up, we have Lena, Selfless Champion. 4 white for a 3/3 that creates a 1/1 white soldier token for each non-token creature you control when she enters the battlefield. And you can sacrifice her to make all your creatures with less power than her indestructible until end of turn. I feel like she's not as selfless as we are led to believe. If she didn't care about the distinction between token and non-token, she'd be a much stronger commander. She would probably be better off in the 99 of a creature-heavy deck to maximize the token generation for an alpha strike. She would be useless in the previously mentioned Tristani deck, since it would be mostly token creatures already. Next we have Sai, Master Thopterus, or should I say Snoop Dogg. Seriously, look at this side-by-side comparison and tell me the artist didn't use him as a model. Anyway, Sai is a 1/4 for 2 and a blue and creates 1/1 flying Thopters every time you cast an artifact spell. You can also pay 1 and a blue and sacrifice 2 artifacts to draw a card. Not bad, but like Lena, I feel like he'd be better off in the 99 of something like Brea, Sidri, Sharum, or Joyra, where there are a ton of artifacts. Black has us taking a look at Isareth the Awakmer. She's a 3/3 for 1 black with Death Touch and can bring back a creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield with converted mana cost X. Maybe this is a good card if all you're doing is trying to exploit enter the battlefield mechanics, but wouldn't you want to do them over and over? Exiling them if they leave the battlefield seems like a non-bow to me. Maybe this card is good, but I don't think so. Leave me a comment to tell me I'm wrong. Red has got something with Laughless Dragon Queen, a 6/6 for 4 red that whenever a non-dragon enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 5/5 dragon token with flying. And you can buff your dragon's power for 1 and a red. This seems like a great include in the Scion of the Ur-Dragon or the Ur-Dragon deck, but could also be extremely powerful in the Sylvia Brightspear Korvath Brightflame deck. Green has Goreclaw, Terror of Kalsisma, a 4/3 for 3 and a green that makes creatures with power 4 or greater cost 2 less, and whenever it attacks, each creature with power 4 or greater gets +1/+1 and trample until end of turn. Basically a big BC commander. It's not expensive to cast, but it's no Animar. I do appreciate that the cost reduction is a nod to it being a bear though. Multicolored legendaries are where this set really went crazy. Bring back all the Elder Dragons, albeit in new forms. Arcades the Strategist is a wall tribal commander. I say wall, but the card says defender. Anything with the keyword defender can now attack, and its attack is based on its toughness, not its power. That makes things like Shield Sphere and Wall of Denial auto-includes. Check out my deck tech to see how to build a sweet wall tribal commander deck with Arcades. Moving on, we have Chromium the Mutable. This deck uses card draw to constantly fuel Chromium's ability. It's mostly a control shell, but wants to win with commander damage. Up next is Palladia-Mers, the Ruiner. I don't even know what to say. This is such a trap card. A 6/6 for red, green, white, and 3 with flying, vigilance, and trample that has hexproof until it deals damage. This deck is basically the dragon version of Shuyun. Different ways of giving double strike to Palladia-Mers and any other dragons you are casting or dragon tokens you are making. Imagine an army of dragons with double strike. This leads us to Vaevicitis, Asmadi the Dire. Another 6/6, this time for black, red, green, and 3 with flying that allows you to force your opponents to sacrifice a permanent of your choice, but with the potential downside of giving them a permanent off the top of their library. Upside is that you also get to sacrifice things and get a permanent from the top of your library. Obviously, this deck is all about controlling what's on top of your library, getting back what you sacrifice, and taking possession of what your opponents sacrifice. Cards like It That Betrays to steal whatever you make your opponents sacrifice, Courser of Krufix so you know what's on top of your library, and Atali Primal Storm to play your opponent's library. Obviously, this deck includes things like Sensei's Divining Top, but it also includes Lantern of Insight to be able to see what's on the top of everyone's libraries, and to quickly remove a great top deck from your opponent's grasp. That leaves us just one more dragon. You know who I'm talking about. Nicol Bolas, the Ravager. This flip card starts as a 4/4 for blue, black, red, and 1 that forces your opponents to discard a card when it enters. Then you can pay blue, black, red, and 4 to flip him into Nicol Bolas, the Arisen. A 7 loyalty planeswalker with 4 abilities. +2, draw 2 cards. -3, deal 10 damage to target creature or planeswalker. -4, put target creature or planeswalker from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. And the ultimate, -12, exile all but the bottom card of target player's library. What? Okay, so he gets you card draw, kills most creatures or planeswalkers, takes any creature or planeswalker from any graveyard, and you can basically mill your opponent to death? I know it will take a lot to get to that ultimate, but his +2 can get you the cards you need to protect him, and his -3 protects him from any major threats by straight up killing them. His -4 gets him blockers. It's not outside the realm of possibilities to ultimate him multiple times in a game. Well, that about does it for today, guys. What do you think? Are you going to be building around any of these new commanders, or have you already built them? Let me know in the comments below. If you like this video and you want to help out the channel, you can by hitting that like button, commenting, sharing, or, subscribing. You can also hit that notification bell to make sure you get notified the second we upload new content. Consider becoming a patron over at the Kitchen Table Commander Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. As always, you can find me on Twitter at Kitchen Table Command and on Instagram at Kitchen Table Commander. It's been a blast, and I'll see you in the next video.